Okay, I'm back to show the third and the fourth signatures. This is a scrap of Graphic 45 paper with a little cutout from Graphic 45 paper that I glued on there, and an image from the fashion book that I have, ledger paper glued to the back, and this is a fabric tab attached. There's a stamped image that I have. I think that's a Stampington and Company stamp, but I am not positive about that. This is a book, or a book page from a book about tea, and a coffee dyed doily, and a little embellishment that I made. And there's a tea pot journaling card tucked in there. Pink lined paper. This is a postcard that I printed, a free download from the internet, and this is cut from scrap paper, and that's washi tape. Another metal tab, and this is a piece, a die cut that came with a collection that I pretty much have used up by now, but I glued that on as a tuck spot and put a couple of tags in there. And on the blank side on the back, I decorated it with some old Stampin' Up! Stickers, and then this lined coupon that can be used for journaling. And here's an envelope, and instead of having the top open, I stitched a strip of paper to close the top, and then I cut the ends. So, and then I stamped and put a sticker on it. Made this little tag with a tab on it. And then a stamp for journaling on the back. There's another old-fashioned lady there. And this is another page, or the other side of that page about the tea book. And this is a time card with a sticker on it. Stampin' Up! Paper. And here's my Mona Lisa stamp. You make me smile. She's a vintage lady, isn't she? And some stickers. Graphic 45 card with this little printable tag. And the Mad Hatter's Tea Shop. I put some journaling cards there. Here's the other half of the envelope. It's got a little tag for journaling, and this tag was made from a scrap of manila envelope. And I stamped that and put that sticker on so that they would show through the window. I love the envelopes that have double windows like that. Here's like a little bit of a canvas tag that I glued on as a tuck spot. Put that tag in there. There's a rub-on. A printable postcard that I glued on there. Some journaling cards. Pink lined paper with a stamped ruler on it and a stamped tassel. Here's another printable postcard, and I glued it back to back with this one, which I absolutely love. And it's adhered to just an end of a paper that we saw at the beginning of this signature. Here's another stamp. This one came with the Mona Lisa stamp, and these are Stampin' Up! Stamps. But she looks like a Gibson girl, but it says, "Mama said there'd be days like this." And that's the third signature. And the fourth one starts with this page from, I think it's GCD or something like that, the line of paper, Antiquities. It has a vintage lady there. This is packaging from Prima Stencils, and I glued this journaling card on it, a scrap of Graphic 45 paper that's border punched. And there's another Graphic 45 stamp. I love that lady. These are Seven Gypsies stamps. And this is a glittery self-adhesive trim. And I stamped for journaling on the back. This is a glassine envelope, or paper bag, glassine bag, and I took some scraps of 7 Gypsy paper and stitched them on there, and just made this little tag to tuck in there. And I have, I think it's 7 Gypsies numbers, and they're attached, or they're pressed onto this piece of plastic that they come on. And rather than dealing with little tiny numbers, I just inked up the set just as it was and used that as a stamp. Here's another piece of the railroad paper. This is from a replica of a printing company paper that I bought years ago. There's a nice little lady. I think she's Acey Deucey, which I don't even think they're in business anymore. This is from an old book with this nice little image. That book is in really bad shape. Stampin' Up paper. This is a French textbook that I sprayed. And here is another of the end papers that were written on. And this was still 2 pages together, still glued together. So I stitched the ends with zigzag stitch to make pockets. And this is one of the tags that I made for the 6 tags we had to make when we first joined Junk Journal Junkies. That's one of the tags that I made. There's an epoxy sticker. Here's another piece of Antiquities paper, and I glued on a little piece of pattern tissue and a sticker. That's the other part of that pattern. A printable postcard that I sprayed and then stamped with those pen nibs. And I glued a journaling card and put washi tape on the back of this paper. Another journaling card. This frame is glued on so that a picture can be tucked in there. And here's the other end of the end papers that I stitched together. And there's another of my tags that I made to join the group because it has Vintage Ladies on it. I punched a little thumb hole. I'll put that in later. There's the other half of the French paper, the French textbook. Graph paper with these Graphic 45 images. Some more ladies. The other end of the glassine bag. This was the closed end, so I slit that open and glued on this little tag on which I stamped gratitude as an action word, and then put a tag in there with a thumb pull. She believed she could, so she did. There's a perfume bottle up there. More rub-ons. A Tim Holtz ticket. A couple more Tim Holtz tickets. And this is the other half of the Prima packaging. And I glued or stitched on this paper, or stapled on this paper to make a pocket. And there's a little tag in there. And then there's a Graphic 45 cutout frame, and a picture can be tucked in there, and I just decorated it up. And on the back, I used a piece of Graphic 45 paper. I folded under the ends and the bottom to make a little pocket, and tucked a couple tags in there. So this is the Vintage Lady Junk Journal. I don't know who will be receiving it yet, but that doesn't go out for a little while. And I had so much fun making it, as I said, and now I have to make one for myself. So I hope you all enjoyed seeing it, and I'll be back again with another video sometime soon.